All right, we're gonna do a quick video because it's raining outside, so I've been doing everything inside with the dogs for the most part today. And I just really needed to do this video. I've been meaning to for a while. All three of these dogs that are gonna be in this video are all here because they're crazy. They can't sit down, they jump, they're rude, no manners, wild, don't know how to calm down. So I'm going to show you, this is going to be the most boring dog training video you can find on the internet, guaranteed. But I'm going to show you how I get them calmed down, and I just use food. But you have to do this when the dogs are hungry. So don't just give them a bowl of food and then try to do this, because I want them to work and I want them to try to calm down to get fed. So this is how it works. And it's the simplest thing you'll ever see. And they're all gonna come, let me point this down so you can see the ground. They're all gonna come around, they're all gonna crowd me because I have a bag of food. Every dog in the world does that. Now, I need to come up a little bit more so you can see my beautiful face. All right. Now what I want to do is all this. So Rusty, we have Rusty, Molly, and Chandler. Good. And I'm just going to feed them when they're doing what I want them to do. And you'll see Rusty laying down and being still is the hardest thing in the world for him, but he's going to do it because he's hungry. Good. Same with Molly. And I'm just going to wait out Chandler. Chandler will lay down here in a minute, and then he'll get rewarded for it. But like this, with his nose all up in, back it up. With his nose all up in my business, it's not going to get him anything. I might have to help him out. Oh, there we go. And right when he lays down, I'm going to reward him. So the only way they're going to get rewarded is when they're laying down and being good. And I didn't even have to tell them down. This is just something we've practiced. Me just sitting here, you know, I might be looking at my phone, whatever, but I keep that third eye on them. And when I notice they're being calm and not wrestling around and being a pain, then I make sure to reward them right then and there. But that's the key, is doing it as soon as they do it. So I tell everybody, this is no different than a raccoon finding food in your trash can. They're going to keep doing it as long as they're getting rewarded. Now the key is, since we don't want them to stop the behavior, because a raccoon, if they don't find food for a while, they'll quit coming to that trash can and go somewhere else. So I don't want them to go back to their old behavior. So what I do is I just start increasing the distance in between the food and making them do this and waiting longer in between rewards. And if they get all up in each other's faces and trying to steal each other's food, you know, push them back, force them back, make everybody give space. But when they first got here, these dogs would have been wrestling, crashing into things, jumping on me, trying to get in my treat pouch, you know, all that stuff. But you just slowly work toward it. But the whole thing is you got to catch them right when they start figuring out, trying to think about what they can do to get that food. And then once they catch on, and they just start doing it more frequently. Look at Rusty. Boom. So he got up for a second. He was like, oh wait, I better lay back down or I'm not going to get anything. But this is how you can teach calmness. And then once they start doing it with just you, Then add somebody else to the mix and have them pull up a chair. You know, this is so easy. You can drink beer and do this. You can watch TV and do this, whatever you want. You know, bring your kids in, have them sit down, help them with their homework, whatever. As soon as the dogs start calming down, start rewarding them. It's kind of fun in a boring way because you get to see progress and you get to just sit down and not even really have to work at it. The hardest thing you have to do is sit up and put your hand out. But it's very effective when you want to try to teach your dog to be calm when you just want to relax. And then the more you do this little exercise, the more it just becomes habit for them just to lay down by you. You know, reach down, pet them, give them a little scratch. If they start getting up and being crazy, then the attention goes away. Good. So like Rusty can't stand it if I reach down and pet the other dogs. So what I'll do is feed him and give him a little pet. So Chandler's the only one laying down right now, so he's the only one that's going to get a treat. We'll see which one of these two gives in the quickest and remembers what they have to do, and I think it's going to be Rusty. Or maybe they both just forgot to, well, almost. Maybe they both totally forgot what was getting them the treats. Now they're all going to sit, so now nobody's going to get anything. Boom. Boom. Then Molly. Good girl. Good. So you see, you kind of saw the process there. Once one of them gets up and gets riled up, back it up. Once one of them gets a little riled up and sits up, then somebody else will, then it starts a chain reaction. But then once one of them lays down and gets calm, then it starts a chain reaction the other way. So reward doesn't have to just be food. It can also just be, you know, pets. It can be affection. Affection will get them a little bit more excited, but that's also something you can work on too. They're only going to get affection when they're calm. They're not going to get affection when they're being rude or having bad manners. Good. And you notice I have not told any of these dogs to lay down. They know down, and they know sit, and they know a bunch of things, and they know that doing those things because of me working with them gets them fed. So it's making their little brains work is all I'm doing. I'm making them do the work without me having to do it. Making them think about, what do I get that's in it for me? What do I do that gets me something that's in it for me? And they're figuring out being nice and calm and having good manners is in their best benefit. Good dogs. Very good. All right, so I hope this was as exciting to watch as it was to do. But I think a lot of people, when they think about getting their dog calmed down, all they do is think about, you know, struggling with them and yelling and getting mad and frustrated, when really all it is, you know, it is a challenge if you're not used to doing it and you don't know what to expect. But if you go in with the mindset of, hey, we'll sit here all day until you calm down, but as soon as you can feed them about 2 or 3 treats when they lay down or even sit at first, they'll start catching on. So there was a pro tip, and I think if you can't do that, then we have problems. Bigger problems than I can fix. All right, toodles.